Welcome to Local Living Tri-City, your go-to podcast for exploring the vibrant communities of Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. Join me, Liz Jones, as we dive into real estate insights and local business stories, bringing you closer to the heart of our Tri-City area. Let's get started with today's episode. Hey everyone, this is Liz Jones. I wanted to welcome you to our channel. Thank you very much for chiming in. We're going to each week bring you a little more details about the local city area, and today we're going to cover three main areas in the Inland Valley, we call it. So Temecula, Murrieta, and Menifee. So those three main cities are the fastest growing cities in our area, and we see traffic that comes from San Diego. Obviously, San Diego prices are really high right now, so that traffic is coming north. And then from Orange County, those are outrageous prices too. Those folks, and even LA County, are moving down into the Inland Valley. So we are seeing explosive population. So one of the things that I know is when I first started to look in the Temecula area, I knew the name. In fact, in Wine Enthusiast magazine in 2019, Temecula Valley was named one of the top 10 places to go search for wine and sip wine. We have a fabulous wine country. For those of you that don't know about it, there's more than 50 vineyards and wineries right now for wine tasting. We have incredible places like Europa, which is a 3-in-1 experience. It's almost like visiting 3 different countries to enjoy wine. We've got the Ponte Winery that is quite big, South Coast Winery, and a myriad of other small little venues that are really gaining popularity. If you want to have a fun wine tasting experience, you can actually hop in a sidecar, motorcycle sidecar, somebody out driving and somebody else in the sidecar, and just tour around all the vineyards. It's really very fun. Of course, you can do it by horseback. You can just do it with fun on a trolley cart. If you're into our hot air balloons, we actually do in Temecula, and we just finished one recently in May. We have the Balloon and Wine Festival, and it is a 3-day event held over at Lake Skinner, and we end up having campgrounds there. They have bands there, they have balloon glows, and if you've never seen a balloon glow, they're absolutely beautiful. And then of course it's fun food and merriment late into the evening. It's a lot of fun. And those events are always available. Most of the VIP is usually sold out. However, there's always general admission that you can partake in. So our wine country has gotten a lot of notoriety throughout the years. And the city of Temecula built out much of their structure and really brought in a lot of traffic from everywhere. But in that growth, so did Murrieta come along. And Murrieta is just the best kept secret. I personally live in Murrieta, and I found a little community called Bear Creek, and it's a wonderful golf course community, gated. It's just charming, and it's on the foothills of the Santa Rosa Plateau, another beautiful spot to go when you are hiking in Murrieta. And so this is an old, I'm going back into the early 1900s. Murrieta and Temecula are pretty much historical locations. And there was a sleepy time where just a little bit of growth happened here. And some of our founders that are here for many years, the Domingos, they have owned a lot of land, and that land over time has been built up and contributes to all of our beautiful planned communities that we have in our area. So right now there's another spurt of growth going into Summers Bend, and that's a woodside home community for the most part, and that is out in wine country, and it's been one of the hottest things since sliced bread. I'm not sure how much longer we'll have new homes being built there, but surrounding it on Butterfield Stage Road, there are so many new small communities budding up, and people really love that feeling of being inside wine country. We have several major golf courses nearby for those of you that like to enjoy that. We have great road systems. Most of this is easy access to our Teen Freeway that runs north and south. So for those people that travel to San Diego on a daily basis, they will likely travel down the 15 to get to their jobs. And we have North County and then San Diego County below that. And then, of course, you get into Mexico. So heading north, you have the Temecula area, you have the Murrieta area. We go into Wildemar, Lake Elsinore, and Menifee is adjacent to those, and then it leads all the way up to Orange County. So we pass through Corona to Riverside and Orange County. So we have this entire coast. One of the things I love about living here where we do in the Inland Valley is our flexibility. So within an hour, I can be in the beach. I could head over the Ortega Highway, and that takes us to a beautiful, majestic mountain view, snaking it all the way up on this side of Lake Elsinore, and you have incredible views of the whole valley and the lake. Then you have a beautiful quiet ride, a single lane highway, all the way over to Irvine. And then, of course, you've got every convenience you possibly want to have, shopping, everything in Irvine, culture, the whatnot. We could also head south and go to the 76 freeway, head over to the coast. We'd be in Carlsbad, Escondido, Ensenada, all those beautiful places along the coast there. And I can head north, and I can be over in Orange County, LA County in an hour and 15 minutes. I can head east, and I can head into the San Bernardino Mountains, where I can go skiing, actually, and that's an hour and a half ride. We have so much flexibility right here. We are considered a desert landscape, so we will have the cooler nights, which is lovely. We could see high temperatures, and we have seen temperatures as high as 112 degrees on select summers, but the window for that very hot zone is very small. So primarily you'll see that in July and August. Sometimes it's August, September that we will see that very hot weather. But for the most part, I mean, today we are in late May, early June. We will see 57 degrees through the day, through the morning and into the evening, and we'll drop down into the 40s. So it's wonderful to sleep here. Our plants are beautiful. We have enough of a sea breeze, and we get a June gloom that comes over us, and the skies are gray for a portion of the day for a few months, and it keeps our plants beautiful. And then through the times of the extreme heat, you do need to crank it up when it comes to taking care of your plants and your lawns. We're starting to see some transition of many lawns to be artificial turf or to go into low water. And that's something, just like if you visit Arizona, the more hot we become, the more change that we see, more people are saving money and saving water. So that landscape is going. We have lots of planned communities, as I mentioned. One that we said was Summers Bend. We also have Spencer's Crossing, that's a big community. We have Greer Ranch, that's also in the north. We have Meadowview. Oh gosh, Meadowview. This is a beautiful little gem that's tucked into a very central part of Temecula and around a huge meadow acreage that is never going to be developed are a series of homes that were built starting in the 1970s through current times. And these are all half-acre, one-acre lots. So you feel like you have entered into the country because they allow you to have horses or chickens or whatever you want in this HOA community, and yet you are only minutes from everything. So it's a wonderful little community. We've got Bear Creek, as I mentioned. Up in Menifee, one of the biggest exciting communities is Audie Murphy, and surrounding Audie Murphy is a lot of growth outside of that too. Audie Murphy, once upon a time, was sitting on land that had a building moratorium. So for 10 or 15 years, they had a building moratorium in that portion of Menifee. Until the builders came in, they partnered together and they said, look, we will put in the sewer systems that are needed, the central sewer systems, and we will develop this land. And oh my gosh, they've done a fabulous job. Talk about all the amenities you could ever want. The schools, as a result, are fast growing. The areas, the shops, the restaurants, it is by far one of the fastest growing areas, even above Temecula and Murrieta. So interesting enough, there's lots of people moving there. So fun things to do in Temecula. You could go on a ghost hunt in Temecula. So you'd go down to Old Town, which is a wonderful place. Lots of fun things to do. We've got the theater there. We got penny pickles for the little ones, which is a fun discovery tactile experience. We have a walk tour that we could have. You've got market days that are out there on Saturday. You've got lots of pubs. You even have a blues club that's there. All of us that remember these wonderful old singers and songwriters, there's a lot of tribute bands that come there. It's a fun experience. You even got community theater there. So it's great, but you can actually go ghost hunting. That could be a lot of fun for a lot of people. So we talked about going up in a hot air balloon. You can go out to wine country. You can head down to San Diego for some great music. We have a lot of concerts in the park. If you're talking about Murrieta, they just built behind City Hall in Murrieta, brand new amphitheater. And just a short time ago, they decided to open that up for public concerts. So 4 times a year, the city of Murrieta hosts a beautiful concert for everyone to enjoy free of charge. People are bringing out their chairs, their blankets. It's a fun time. We also do a very beautiful tribute, and it is sponsored by the Murrieta chapter of Rotary, and then the city partners with them. Back behind City Hall, we fly flags in celebration of Veterans Day to remember our veterans, and each year we add another flag for a new year. This year we'll be flying 2024 flags out there for everyone to enjoy. It's a beautiful time. We bring out the 5th graders, and with a docent, they go around to different areas and talk about some of our men and women that fought, some of our special events, our Veterans Wall. They teach these 5th graders about what's important to remember, why people fought, for what freedoms, and why we should remember them. We also have, that same day, we do a parade for the veterans. They have chalk art, which is a lot of fun, and you can actually sponsor a flag for a loved one. Many people will come and in tribute for someone who's currently serving or someone who has fallen. They will come out and sponsor a flag, and then each year you can bring back your flag and they will post it for you. So it's a really beautiful event. We also have a fun rod run that happens in Temecula each year. That's a really fun time of exotic cars, old cars, just rolling down Temecula, the front street. It's just a fun time to explore and see how people have taken care of their cars and their treasures. We also have the Father's Day car show that's really special. That's over at Cal Oaks Park in the Murrieta area. We enjoy that every year, my friends and I. And again, a lot of great fun muscle cars and old classics that are there, some bands playing. It's a great time. There's also our Fireman's Barbecue that we do each and every year. That's a big deal in Murrieta, and it gets a lot of local support. What I didn't mention to you about Murrieta that I think is really important is that Murrieta is one of the few cities inside the state of California that has its very own fire police department. So they actually have set aside some of the tax dollar, the sales tax dollar, to fund the police and fund the fire department. It also funds the libraries that are there. We have a beautiful library system, and their parks. There are dozens of parks in Murrieta that we maintain and keep fresh so that all of us can enjoy it. In all 3 of these areas, Menifee, Murrieta, Temecula, the homeless rate is quite low. We're very proud of lots of new workforce housing that's being added. So that means that there are more places for affordable living for those that are coming to our community and that may not have the jobs that can purchase a home yet. I wanted to also point out a little bit of the statistics. An average Temecula home will cost somewhere in the $760,000 range. That's an average home. In the Murrieta area, however, that number drops almost by $100,000 to $650,000 you can buy an average wonderful home. Now you take that dollar and you move it to Menifee, and now all of a sudden you're looking at a $575,000 price point. So you can see there are many people move for a lot of reasons, and if finances is one of those reasons that are keeping you away from the area, that might be an affordable solution. And we're talking about beautiful newer homes. Right now, there's a city that I mentioned to you, Wildomar. It's sandwiched between Murrieta and Lake Elsinore and just adjacent to Menifee. And KB Homes is offering a beautiful single-story home priced now at $680,000. Again, that's on a large 8,000 square foot lot, and it's about 2,100 square feet, 4-bedroom home. So that gives you some idea of what our homes will price at. Safety. Murrieta, probably because of its fire and police availability, is one of the safest cities in America, and it's been growing leaps and bounds. We recently welcomed the Murrieta Hot Springs Day Spa, and they bought a beautiful piece of land that was a historic site that had the hot springs at it. And they are a group that came in. They've done this elsewhere, and they've come in and they've poured money in. So if you're looking for an incredible spa experience over this beautiful array of land, historic property, you can come down and enjoy the Murrieta Hot Springs. We are very glad to report we have 3 high schools in the Murrieta area, so we're rated very, very high in our schools. So the area when I came here was only 1 high school, and I can tell you that we are fast outgrowing those 3 high schools and will soon need even more schools. Temecula can take on the title of having some of the best rated schools in all of California. So when it comes to your middle school and your high school, Temecula has by far reaching most of the highest ratings. Murrieta is not far behind that. Menifee is a little further behind. But as we start to see new people coming in, new homes being brought into, you're going to see some improvements and things like that. Well, I hope you've enjoyed some of these fun things about these 3 cities. I would love to break it down. If you have any question about any one of the cities or adjacent areas that you need to learn about, my name is Liz Jones. And until the next time, take care.
Thank you for listening to Local Living Tri-City. Stay tuned for more insights and stories from Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, and surrounding areas. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with a friend that is passionate about the Tri-City area as you are. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you next episode.